What? Where am I? Huh? As a sharp, stinging discomfort overtakes your left arm, you crane your neck and struggle to pull your arm away. Your eyes land on a blurry figure who sits by your bed, carefully dabbing a damp ball of cotton against your many wounds. The figure hums a bit to themselves, setting the cotton ball aside and bandaging your cuts and scrapes with some soft gauze. Hey! Who are you? Where the hell am I? Ah, you're finally awake, I see. The figure brings their hands away from your arm, adjusting their glasses. Slowly, your vision begins to come back into focus, and you allow your gaze to rest on the face of Orem as he stares down at you. Good morning, Rex. Orem! You begin to squirm, trying to move toward him, your brow furrowing into a furious glare. However, with your arms and legs bound to the corners of the bed, you don't get far. Orem just stares at you, seemingly unthreatened by your attempts to destroy him. Try not to struggle. Your body's still recovering from your encounter with Jester. Let me go, damn it! I'll kill you! Rather harsh words, don't you think? Especially against the person who helped save your vessel life. Orem narrows his eyes, motioning to your arm. Bandaging all of your wounds was no simple feat, given the sheer number you sustained. What? Why would you do that? Lady Ignis demanded it of me. She would prefer if you were in peak condition before her newest gamble may begin. He picks up the cotton ball and the tweezers off the nearby side table, his other hand taking your arm once more. That being said, I would prefer if you let me finish my job before you cause a scene. She's so interested in helping me. Why am I tied up? Merely for my own well-being. Lady Ignis anticipated that you would become rather violent once you laid eyes on me. Rest assured, you shall be released once I'm finished. He leans over, brushing his thumb lightly over one of your wounds. You can't help but intake a sharp breath. I believe there may be a small shard of glass in this wound. It wouldn't be the first. We've had to remove such shards and stones from several other wounds. Ow! Watch it! In a moment, you're going to feel a bit of pressure. If you'd like, I can find you something to bite down. He carefully sanitizes his tool before kneeling down, taking the tweezers and slowly bringing them down onto the wound in your arm. You grit your teeth as a sharp and precise pain shoots up your arm, as he locates a small piece of glass in your flesh, plucking it out and tapping it into a small glass cup on the nearby side table. Alright, all done. Fuck you. He brings the cotton ball back over to your arm, dabbing the wound to clean it before applying more of the gauze. I anticipate you will feel rather sore for a couple of days. Then again, your regenerative abilities as a vessel will almost certainly affect this recovery estimate. You're not like most of my other patients. Great. So let me the hell go. And allow you to kill me that easily? He chuckles once, bringing his hands up to his glasses. He pushes the lenses up his brow, revealing a small scar that cuts across the bridge of his nose and through his eyebrow. You recognize the scar. You gave him that wound when you shot him back in the clinic. You came rather close in our previous encounter. That won't happen again. He begins to stand, collecting his things. Wait, hey! You can't just leave me here! Let me go, damn it! I will inform Lady Ignis' staff that you've awoken from your slumber. One of them should arrive soon to release you. He bows his head. Good day to you. You bastard! Get back here! Great. I should be dead. I should be completely gone. It was right there in front of Rowan, and then Why did she do that? Huh? A rather old and proper man would walk into the room. His silver hair and mustache are expertly groomed, and his suit is clean and sleek. He approaches you on the bed and bows. Good morning, sir. Who the hell are you? I am Benson Abington, the head butler of the mistress's mansion. I must apologize for your current predicament. We were all under strict orders to keep you contained in this room until your recovery was complete. However, now that Dr. Orm's treatment is complete, I've been tasked to release you and escort you to the mistress herself. The mistress? This place belongs to Ignis? Indeed. Now, if you'll excuse me, sir. Benson leans forward, beginning to untie you from the bed carefully. You sit yourself up on the mattress, rubbing your wrists in irritation before turning to the butler once more. Do take your time to make yourself comfortable. Where's Ignis? I shall lead you to the mistress in a moment. However, before I escort you, I've been asked to ensure you are dressed accordingly for the dinner. Dinner? Hang on, what are you talking about? Vincent walks away from you with his hands behind his back. He picks up a folded set of clothes from a dresser and motions for you to join him. Here we are, sir. My lady has asked that you change into this tuxedo before joining her in the dining hall. Before you can say anything, the butler passes the tuxedo into your arms. You've got to be kidding me. I am simply following orders, sir. He places his hand over his heart and bows to you respectfully. I can trust you are capable of changing your own clothes. If so, I shall be waiting outside the room for you, sir. You may simply call my name if you require any further assistance. And with that, Vincent leaves you to change. Seriously? What game is she playing? I guess I'd better play along for now. I think that's it. Maybe I should keep my gauntlet on. No. If she wanted me dead, I'd be dead. But she clearly has something planned. Oh, this is a long corridor. The dining room is down the hall to your right, sir. Lady Ignis is waiting for you there. Once you arrive, dinner shall be served. Enjoy. Is this an entire manor? Now, please report to the dining room, sir. There's no reason to continue this way. I feel like a rat in a maze, the way they're guiding me around. Wine cellar's off limits, I'm afraid. I guess I just have to play ball for now. Figure out what she wants, but stay on guard. The servant is dusting off the shelves and walls. They're so clean that they're sparkling. How many of these attendants does she have? This servant is pouring a glass of tea within the study. When he notices you, he gives you a respectful bow. It's like they recognize me. I wonder if they're part of the edict. No, doesn't seem like it. I guess they just serve her. All of this manor just for one person? I guess it does make sense. She certainly got the wealth for a place this big. The entrance to the dining room is right behind you, so Rex, please do not keep our lady waiting. Nowhere else to go. It's a kitchen. A large one at that. The servant's carrying a number of plates and utensils that have been freshly polished. He places them on their respective shelf before returning to assist the other servants with the meal. You seem busy. Lady Ignis is just at this door, Sir Rex. It must be the dining room. This servant is preparing dinner and attempting to juggle the workload over several stoves all at once. Oh, this is just a pantry. Guess there's nothing left to do than meet her. Lady Ignis. The young woman sits at the end of the table, already eating the meal before her. You don't recognize the meal she's eating, but for some reason you're certain that it's quite expensive. There's a glass of wine next to her plate, which she picks up and takes an elegant sip from. Her posture is straight, and her hands would wield the silverware expertly. As you take a seat at the table, she dabs her mouth with a napkin and smiles at you. My, don't you look rather dashing, Rex? She stares at you for some time. Why don't we get some food in that stomach of yours? She tilts her head playfully before picking up a small bell with a handle and ringing it quietly. A servant enters the room from the kitchen and bows. Yes, my lady. Prepare another plate for our guest. And pour him a glass of our finest wine. Of course, my lady, the servant states before leaving entirely. Like I'd ever eat anything you gave me. Oh, come now. I've asked my personal chef to cook the most divine crusted halibut on a bed of couscous and greens with a cilantro lime sauce. Certainly you'd allow yourself a bite? Sure it's not poisoned? I suppose you have a right to be cautious. However, I have no intent in killing you in such a anticlimactic manner. If I wanted you dead, why would I go to the trouble of ensuring you were properly treated for your wounds? Or, better yet, why would I stop Rowan from delivering the final blow? She leans forward, lacing her fingers together and resting her chin in her hands. I have further use for your existence, Rex. Your edict. Whatever your use is, I'm not interested. I believe you'll be quite interested once you hear what I have to say. The servant exits the kitchen, placing a beautifully plated meal before you, alongside a glass of white wine. They bow to you before departing. Ignis stares at you with a sultry expression. Well, won't you partake, Rex? Cautiously, you pick up your utensils and cut into the fish. The top is crunchy with breadcrumbs and herbs, but the fish itself is so soft that it practically falls apart the moment your knife makes contact. You collect the flakes onto your fork and take a bite. The taste is indescribable, but delicious. Acidic and smooth, seasoned well with so much balance. Still, it's something you're entirely unaccustomed to. As you eat, Ignis simply watches you. You can't help but notice her gaze. Why are you looking at me like that? Do you want to kill Rowan Pierce? Her statement is so quick and abrupt that it takes you by surprise. Yes. She leans back in her chair, raising her wine glass and swirling the liquid within around and around hypnotically. What if I were to tell you that I know exactly how to kill him? And all you have to do is partake in a gamble of mine. Why should I trust that you'll tell me if I win? I can assure you that I'm a woman of my word. She sets the wine glass down, pushing her meal and her drink aside to direct all her attention onto you. As of right now, Rowan is indestructible, and it's not just because of his ascension to eldritch godhood. He's been preparing himself for this moment for decades, experimenting and researching on how to harness solar energy to empower himself forevermore. What? And during the study, he came across a way to utilize the souls of others to act as batteries of sorts. He could infuse their bodies with fragments of his own being, allowing himself practical invulnerability as long as these individuals stayed alive. In this case, he created 7 contingencies. She narrows her eyes. Are you beginning to catch on yet? You're lying. Am I? You can try to convince yourself all you'd like, but I think we both know the truth. Haven't you ever wondered why the fallen supremes became crystals when they died? Or why we were the only ones with tattoos of our respective essentia? She slowly brings her hand up, running her fingers down her chest toward the symbol near her stomach. If you want to kill Rowan Pierce, you have to eliminate his supreme ritualists. All of his supreme ritualists. She stares at you for some time as you process this information, her smile slowly getting wider. You drop your utensils and stand up in rage. You're lying, goddammit! You... She laughs at you, placing a polite hand over her mouth. Oh my, what a truly pitiful expression, Rexfetter. You're starting to disappoint me. Even so, I anticipated you would get cold feet when you heard the truth. After all, the biggest difference between you and I is that your kindness will always be your downfall. We are not the same. Are you sure about that? She stands up, beginning to sashay over to you, her graceful fingers sliding across the table as she approaches. We are true forces of nature, Rex. Unstoppable forces of carnage and destruction. She makes it to your seat, her hand moving up your arm. And more than anything, we're geniuses. Our intelligence far surpasses that of our allies. Isn't it so dreadfully painful being the smartest in the room? You push out of your chair and slap her hand away from you. However, she simply chuckles. But if you continue to make foolish emotional attachments, Mirror, Wolf, Iris, you preach to be this world's salvation, and yet you tremble at the thought of sacrificing that which is necessary to cut down. Why the hell are you telling me all this? What's your game, Ignis? She steps forward, taking your hand into hers. She forces one of your limbs to clutch her waist while she pushes her own palm into your shoulder, as if you were both waltzing together. She leans into you, grinning up with a sinister expression. There's only one thing I want in this world, Rex. I assure you, I'm not as complex as you believe me to be. When you start to pull away, she tightly grips your hand, twirling her wrists and forcing you to spin in place. You become dizzy, and you feel gravity overtake you as you dip backward. But Ignis's hand is there to support your back and hold you up. She leans over you, as if this entire encounter has been nothing but a dance to her. I want you to kill me. What? She places her opposite hand on your chest. I've been watching you, Vessel, since the very beginning of our little conflict. I just knew that one of you would become my perfect adversary. And you, Rex, you've absolutely enthralled me. Your perfect adversary? You're just looking for someone to rival you? What is life without the constant heat of conflict, the burning flames of adversity? She lifts you back up to stand on your own 2 feet, stepping away and clasping her hands in front of her. I only joined Rowan's little cult to find someone like you. Someone who would be able to kill me at the height of my legacy. Perhaps a fool like Cain Aster is satisfied with ending his own life at his lowest point to retain some level of dignity. But nothing would dignify my efforts more than dying in battle against my equal. You, Rex. Besides, killing me is the first step to killing Rowan. So, if you want to rid the world of him, you have no other choice but to play my game. What about Lamia? What about her? She has nothing to do with this little gamble. After all, she was never a true supreme ritualist. Unlike the others, she never received the infusion. She simply existed to provide the edict with advancements worthy of her limited intellect. While she publicly held the title, I was always Ignis. She brings her finger up to her lips. A smart opponent will never reveal themselves until the time is right. Until their magnum opus. You were the savant in Rowan's pocket all this time. I'm hardly in Rowan's pocket. He knows that he cannot control me because he knows that he cannot kill me. She places a hand on her chin contemplatively. That being said, I don't plan on making it easy for you. As much as Rowan cannot kill me himself, he also can't have me die. Otherwise, he knows his ascension shall be short-lived, and you will have the power to defeat him. So what now? I'll give you some time to prepare. In that time, you may gather whatever weaponry you require, whatever army you deem necessary. I'll do the same. And when you're ready, you may return to this manor. I'll even mark it on your map. And when that time comes, you will fight with all your strength to kill me, no matter what opposition you may find in your way. Otherwise, the world as you know it will come to an end. It's your world, too. The destruction of the world doesn't disconcern me. As far as I'm concerned, if Rowan wasn't going to return it to darkness, I would have watched it burn myself. She walks past you elegantly, her heels clacking against the ground. I look forward to our dance, Rex. Try not to disappoint me. I never lose. Yes, your success against Jester was quite impressive. But I wonder how you'll perform when there are real lives on the line. Benson, please lead Rex Fitter to the mansion's exit. He will be returning home for now. Without another word, Ignis leaves the room, closing the door behind her as Benson takes her place, waiting for you to depart. Okay. Focus. You need to find them. That's the first thing you have to do. What do I say? How do I even talk to them? Um. Okay. You find Wolf sitting by Mindy's bed, watching her sleep. He has a small smile across his features as he pats her head, smoothing her hair out of her eyes. As you approach, he notices you, and immediately his eyes widen. Rex! His voice would be just above a whisper as he stands, approaching you, but you put a finger up to your lips to silence him. He blinks at you for a moment before lowering his voice. You had everyone worried sick. How'd you manage to escape the abyss? Did you defeat Chester? It's a long story. Your eyes cannot help but move down to that tattoo on his hand. Your gaze lingers there for some time, as Wolf would just stare at you. Boss, you okay? He places his hands on both of your shoulders. You're not hurt, are you? I'm fine, but we have to talk. Right now? He looks out the windows to the starry sky outside. It's past midnight. Are you sure this can't wait for our next meeting, Wolf? No. He's surprised by your firm tone, and slowly brings his hands away from you. He glances at Mindy, conflicted, before looking back up at you. Right. Alright then, if that's what you want, boss. Still, he hesitates as he makes his way to the meeting room. He's not in that bunk, he's here. Mirror is fast asleep in his bed as you enter the barracks. He snores every couple of quiet breaths, one hand resting behind his head and the other hanging off of his bed. Mirror. You gently shake his shoulder, causing him to stir. He groans, his eyes slowly opening and blinking up at you. He sits up and rubs his eyes, yawning. Wolf? Is that you? However, as he slowly realizes who you are, you watch this expression shift to excitement. His eyes widen, and he opens his mouth to shout at your reappearance. Mirror, don't... Rex, where have you... You quickly put a hand over his mouth, looking over around the entire room to make sure none of them are waking up too. A couple of your allies stir, but luckily none of them awaken. Mir glares at you and mutters into your hand in irritation. Quiet. The others are trying to sleep. You bring your hand away as he rubs his mouth with his sleeve. And glares back up at you. Where have you been? I thought you got stuck in the abyss or something. I mean, we all knew you would survive in there, but we were planning this entire rescue mission and... We have to talk, Mirror. Now. Meet me in the meeting room downstairs. He narrows his eyes. Why? It's important. Just go downstairs and wait for me there. He stares at you suspiciously, before he just sighs. Fine, whatever. If it's really that important. He slowly slides out of bed, yawning again. I don't see why it's gotta be at midnight. Don't even want to celebrate getting back to us? You're so fucking weird, you know. He makes his way to the meeting room. One more. Lumio? Lamia and Iris are in the infirmary, talking with one another in low voices as Iris searches the shelves for some sort of pain medicine.
It's not like he'll be gone forever.
I realize that, but it's only natural to be worried for his well-being. Even if he is a vessel, what if he couldn't defeat Jester? What if he never finds a way out?
He's a stubborn bastard. I wouldn't even be surprised if he walked through the front door right now.
Lamia, Iris. They both turn toward you in absolute awe.
Holy shit, I was joking.
Rex! Iris walks over to you quickly and gives you a tight hug. We were so worried about you. When Tabby and Lucia said that you went into the abyss alone, we tried to make a plan to help you escape, but... fine. Really, but... we have to talk.
You bet your ass we have to talk.
Lamia leans forward in her seat.
You got a lot of explaining to do. You seriously think you're allowed to enter the abyss by yourself and try to sacrifice your life for hours? That's right, Lucy and Tabby told us everything, and...
Rex? Why do you look so pale? Are you alright? Were you hurt at all? We just... get to talk. Leave the others gathered in the meeting room.
Oi, we're not done talking about how stupid you are, moron, and you're just brushing it off like it's nothing.
Lamia. Iris turns to her and holds up a hand, stopping her. She looks back to you nervously. Fine. We'll meet you downstairs, alright?
Iris,
if it's truly that important, then so be it. See you there. You begin to leave the room as Iris helps Lamia to her feet.
Why'd you just let him go like that, huh? Iris, come on!
Look at his eyes, Lamia. Something's wrong. I believe it'd be better not to press him and allow him to explain on his own time.
Whatever.
Somebody, anybody out there, give me the strength, because I don't know if I have it. Why does destiny have to be so cruel? Merciless in the paths we walk. Why can't this just be my burden to bear alone? Why does it have to be theirs too? Hoping gets you nowhere. Focus. You walk into the meeting room quietly, keeping your head down. Dozens of thoughts buzz through your mind, making it difficult to focus. But your attention quickly shifts to your allies as you look up to Mirror, Iris, Wolf, and Lamia. They stare back at you in confusion. Alright, boss. Here we are.
The hell's the rest of the council?
What's this about, Rex? Guys, I have some bad news.
You still got a lot of explaining to do, you know. For once, I agree with Lamia. What's this all about? You wake us up specifically in the middle of the night to... What, exactly?
You said it was important. What happened in the abyss, Rex? I fought Jester. I even managed to beat him. But this was never about Jester. He was just a pawn. Tabby and Lucy informed us of What happened in the Nether with your other vessel allies? They said that Rowan absorbed the power of the Void Seer's pearl and became possessed by the All-Knower himself. Jester was never meant to ascend. Rowan was. Damn it. Should have seen that from the start. Of course he would want all the power for himself. After he took the power from Jester, he transported Jester's prison, a citadel, into Rem.
That explains how you managed to get back into our realm. So why the hell call us down here? Did something else happen in the Citadel?
Is there something you're trying to tell us, Rex? Ignis saved me from Rowan, and she told me things. Ignis? Why would she save you? That doesn't make any sense. Ignis is clever. Far cleverer than any of us can imagine. She must have a reason for defying Rowan like that.
My question is why Rowan didn't just kill her? Isn't he literally a damn dark god now? She betrayed him and saved a vessel. She should be dead.
He can't kill her. Because she's keeping him alive.
Eh? How's that work? She's just some human woman, right?
There's more. I can tell you're not telling us something. Please, Rex. What else is there that you want to say? Iris, Mirror Wolf, I'm sorry. Sorry? Boss, I don't understand. What do you have to apologize for? They all three look at one another in confusion. Lamia furrows her brow, carefully taking a step away from the others. Those solar infusions Rowan did placed you, the fragment of him, inside of each of you three. What? And that fragment is making your souls empower him. He's immortal. As long as you're alive. Iris finishes your sentence, realization slowly forming across her features. She puts a hand over her mouth.
Come on, that's not funny, Rex. You can cut the joke now. We get it. The world is fucking screwed. That doesn't mean you can play some sick joke on us to get a laugh.
Mirror, you know that Rex wouldn't do that.
He has to be joking, goddammit, because it's not true!
I'm so sorry.
How do you know Ignis is telling the truth? How are you just blindly trusting her?
I know Ignis. I've worked with her for some time. I know how intelligent she is, how persuasive. And I know that above all else, she's honest. She's not one to tell lies. I hear you, Iris, but there has to be more to this. I refuse to believe you've been lifelines all this time. What? You all quickly turn toward the door, where Mindy would be standing, a shocked expression on her face. Mindy, I heard you leave the room, talking about a meeting or something. Mindy walks into the room to stand with Wolf. What are they talking about, Dad? Mindy, they're not being serious, right? For Rowan to die, you have to... Mira begins to shake in a spot. This isn't true! Mindy rushes forward, giving Wolf a hug. You just came back! You can't go now, Dad! Wolf tries to put up a brave face despite the news. Iris stares at the ground in utter shock, taking a seat at the nearby table, attempting to process it all. Mir begins to clench his fists. No,
No, no, no, no, no, no, no, god damn it!
Mirror, calm down.
I don't care what anyone says! You're fucking lying, do you hear me? You're lying! I'm not his damn contingency, I'm not!
Mirror's shoulders would begin to shake as he leans against the wall, slowly sliding to the ground and curling into a ball, horrified.
This isn't fair. This isn't fair. This isn't fair. I don't want to die, Rex. I don't.
Lamia grits her teeth at the sorry sight.
No way in hell.
Lamia.
Even if she was telling the truth, I refuse to believe that's the only way to defeat Rowan. You're really expecting us to sacrifice these three? They're our friends, for God's sake!
All three of them look at Lamia in surprise. Lamia? We're your friends?
Of course you're my damn friends! Now shut up about it! I don't care what the other Ignis says. We're not killing them off. There's another way. There's always another way.
She narrows her eyes at you.
So I don't want to hear any more of that whiny shit from you, Rex. You hear me?
Right. You're right. There's a way around this. We just have to find it.
Please, I just came back. I don't want to lose my dad again.
We'll think of something. Wolf looks down at the tattoo on his hand. Mira would do the same, slowly trying to control his breathing and calm down. Iris walks to Mira's side and comforts him, placing a hand on his shoulder carefully. Is there anything else, Rex? Anything she told you? She wants me to kill her. To be her perfect adversary.
What sort of sick and twisted shit is she trying to pull, huh?
Mira's voice cracks as he looks back up at you. Her perfect adversary. So she's willingly giving you her life. Not exactly. She has an army between us and her. Rowan won't let her die because... you know. Then it's all the more reason to defeat her. Wolf glances at Iris in surprise. Iris, I don't think I've ever heard you talk like that. Apologies, but I care rather little for propriety at the moment. She must be defeated. Iris is right. We need to get rid of her. Then let us help you. Wolf walks forward. Dad, no! Don't worry. We'll be back. I don't plan on dying, Mindy. Not when I just got you back. We'll figure out another way, and we'll figure it out by forcing the information out of her if we must. And even if there's an army in our way...
We've dealt with armies before. It won't be a problem for us. Besides, I need to let off some steam now.
Iris, Lamia, as I've said before, Rex, I'll follow you to the bitter end. And that end is not today. Lamia looks over the other three, and then back at you.
I'm no good enough right now. I'm all cut and scraped up from our last fight. I'll stay here and let everyone know where you went. We'll make a party for when you get back or something. I don't care.
You hate parties, Lamia.
Yeah, well, don't die and maybe you'll get a party out of me.
All right, then. Together, he looks between you, Mira, and Iris. Iris gives a small nod. We shall defeat Ignis together.
Tear her apart. And Rowan is next. I don't care anymore. Don't you dare die. You hear?
Please come back alive. They're not going anywhere. I wouldn't let them, don't worry. Where are we heading, Rex? To Ignis's manor. As soon as possible. You. Ignis. Ignis stands behind the railing of the stairs, looking down at you all in her classic outfit. She smiles. My, if it isn't my fellow Supreme Ritualists. So you're the new Ignis. Or, I suppose, the old Ignis. I don't care who you are, you bitch, you're dead! Ignis, I suppose you already know why we're here. We're putting an end to this. You said you had an army? I didn't need one. She cackles. Well, won't this be entertaining to witness? 4 Supremes in one home. I can hardly wait for the fireworks. She clutches the railing, leaning over to stare down at all of you. I can practically see the bloodlust in your eyes. How exciting, don't you think, Rex? Maybe you were telling the truth at dinner, but I refuse to believe there isn't a way around this. Oh? She tilts her head, her face contorting into a frown. I can't help but admit that I'm a bit disappointed by that answer, Rex. Clearly, you continue to let your kindness win out over your logical judgment. Well, I suppose it's no matter. We shall see if your foolish optimism wins out over my will. She raises a hand. You'll find me in the study on this floor. It will be in the second door down the left hallway. Good luck finding a way in, of course. May our dance begin. No, you don't! You're not getting away! However, as you rush forward, Ignis vanishes in a plume of smoke. Damn it! Relax. We know where she is. Let's just find a way there. This manor? I've never seen this place before. It doesn't matter. Let's find her and kill her properly this time. What the... magic barriers? And locked doors. I really do feel like a rat in the maze. I guess that's her intention. Oh, I'll just have to force my way through. That's enough out of you! Get out of my way! It's an art studio of some kind. And torn out walls? Creatures. She tearing apart her whole manor just to stop me? It seems that way. She even destroyed her pens. Alright, I can go this way. You walk into the empty room cautiously. Iris calls to you from the other side of the hall as they attempt to wrangle the animals. Be careful, Rex! Don't go too far ahead. Why are there so many animals? Some kind of trap, maybe? Pretty crappy one, if you ask me. There's a way forward up here. You step forward to inspect the room. However, as soon as your foot meets the carpet, you find yourself beginning to fall. The carpet instantly disappears. It falls in the pit below you, and the fabric is ripped to shreds by the sharp iron spikes. Boss! Shit! You try to catch yourself as you prepare to jab one of your weapons into the ground to keep you away from the spikes, but you feel a hand grab at the back of your coat. You glance up and see a wolf blink into reality behind you and hold you up. Ugh, I gotcha. He pulls you back. You stumble to your feet as Mira and Iris catch up. Nice save. Thanks. Don't mention it. I told you to be cautious. She looks into the pit trap. Seems Ignis has left us several gifts on our way to her. Wow. Great. Even more problems to deal with. My favorite. You gotta be kidding me. It's no big deal. We'll get through it one way or another. He flips his dagger out of his belt. My blade's starting to get dull with all the standing around, dreadful. Let's keep moving. Look out for traps. That would have hurt. She bore through her walls? What is the point of making this maze? Looks like there's a cultist here. These are the defenses she's prepared. She won't stop me with huh? These aren't cultists. The butler continues to dust the shelves. I still remember when this mansion was much more lively. Sometimes Lady Ignis and the mistress of the house would shout and shout at each other until the dead of night, and the screaming would start again as soon as the sun rose. How times have changed. Things have certainly been calmer. Until now, of course. Your companions glance at the butler strangely. The hell? Why are they still working? I don't know. Something about it doesn't feel right. The mistress of the house? Was that not always Ignis? A different mistress. The butler had some logs at the fireplace. Lady Ignis is quite particular about her kindling. She prefers for all fireplaces to be active and blazing. Never fully understood why. She's always been attached to flames as long as I can remember. The warmer and stronger, the better. Your companions comment on this. And I guess she wouldn't be Ignis if she wasn't a fan of fire. Burning a fireplace at all times. That doesn't seem good for the house. Neither does turning it into a trial ground. I don't suppose there is anything useful in these desks. No, I suppose she wouldn't leave something out in the open unless she intended to. Fine. Continue to sneak around her barricades. What? Fires. And lava. Great. Barricaded the doors in here too. She truly does plan on dying. It's like she's destroying the entire manor just to keep me away. And there's more in the dining room? No, maybe there's something in the pantry. Mir crosses his arms and taps his foot.
First it was wild animals, then it was cultists, and now she turned her kitchen into a hellscape? What the fuck is wrong with her, huh? Hey, you think there's anything still edible in here?
Knock yourself out. Close call with that pit trap, huh? I don't know what the others might think, boss, but if you ask me, this is the last place someone like you will want to die in. The Edict knows about your whole respawn thing, obviously. I don't want to know how they rigged the place to react to your immortality. It's a good point. Ignis wouldn't just throw pointless traps at me. She'd want to do something that could take me down. I should be more careful. Iris wrings out her hands nervously. Ignis is an incredibly clever and unstable woman. If she'd go to these lengths to defend herself from you, I don't know what else awaits us in this house. However, I promise, no matter what the trials you have to face, we will face them together, Rex. Well, let's rest before we continue to face them. This seems as good a place as any to catch our breath. Let's see if there is actually anything edible. It's enough of a breather. Let's get moving. The only way forward is in more hellscape. That was a tight jump. Where can I go from here? Is there a door in this room? There seems to be one over there. Okay. It's destruction. Is she playing with me? She has to be enjoying this. Okay. Let's carry on. These cultists are nothing to me anymore. Nothing but roadblocks. To what the hell? What did she do to her pool? Far be it from me to care about that. I need to press on. What is over here? It's on the other side of that barricade. Bastard. Get out of my way. Alright. Of course, door's barricaded. What about here? The cellar? Why is she trying to guide me into the cellar? It's the only other way to go, but it's locked. I need to find a way in there. No. A trap this twisted brings a certain other supreme to mind. Good riddance. Yep, this seems like something he'd cook up. I wonder if she gets the irony in that. That's probably why she did it in the first place. Bastard. Nothing that way. This pool. It's a complete maze. It's like a burrow. It's like finding a needle in the haystack. This could take hours. And odds are good I go back somewhere that I've already been. How deep does this go? Just press on. That's all I can do, really. Maybe around here? There's something here. As you reach the chest under the water, you feel your lungs start to give out. Extend your hand, pull the lid open as you try to keep a level head. You've been underwater for too long. You look back toward the surface. It's pretty far. You don't know if you're gonna make it. Just as you start to feel yourself black out, you manage to intake a breath of air. Wait, air? How is that possible? Huh? You look around yourself and find that a bubble of air has surrounded your head, allowing you to breathe underwater. You're confused until you look back toward the surface again. Iris stands by the edge of the pool with an extended hand, the air symbol glowing through her ballroom gloves. Don't worry, Rex. I won't let you die in this place. Iris, keep exploring down there. I'll make sure you have plenty of air. Hurry. Right. The key to the wine cellar? Alright, now to just make my way out of here. Before Iris's magic runs out. Let's see. More burrows. There's only one entrance. There must be only one exit. I'll have to look carefully. Hopefully find my way out in a timely manner. Remember this area? Vaguely. Maybe if I can get close to the surface of the pool, I can find the same passage. It might be around here. This way. This way. Not down there. Not here. Where would it be? That doesn't look like the right way. Maybe I passed it. If I take a different turn, perhaps? The current's strong. There, that has to be the exit, right? So how do I get over there? This pool cover is keeping me from looking. Maybe this way. No, this isn't the way. The hell is it? I've been here before. Where is it? I made my way back to the key before I found the exit again. Let's try this way. Came this way. Did we come from above or below? I vaguely recall this direction. I remember that gap, I believe. No other way there. A diverging path. The wrong turn can take me right back to where I started. This. It's right there. That's where I need to get to. How the hell do I get there? Not this way. This isn't right. 2 passages here? Maybe this way. Here we are. Finally. Let's get into that cellar. Alright. What secrets does she have hidden down here? A key. Bastard! I've come too far for someone as pathetic as you to take me down. I'm killing a Supreme today. And you're in my way. Front gate key. 2nd floor key. That's extreme. It's irrelevant. What is this? And let's get to the 2nd floor. Even though she's likely beyond there. She really has me going through her entire manor. Just to even get close. And now this ritualist. Another barrier? It's not enough to prevent me from getting to the 2nd floor after an extended period of time. She has to put roadblocks up here too? More servants. The butler pulls a book off the shelf. It appears to be some sort of photo album. I've been working with Lady Ignis for very long. I transferred here from one of the Edict's outer camps. I watched my allies die around me, and I hid like a coward. For that reason, I was deemed as useful as a servant and sent here to clean the lady's mansion. But it seems actions returned to my life. I can't say I welcome it as openly as I did. Perhaps this place is starting to change me. Your companions react to this. Boo! Don't care! I didn't think anything could pacify you cultists. Iris is silent. I was thinking the same thing, Iris. The butler wipes his brow. So much activity in the manor today. Enough to work hard to clean everything up once Lady Ignis's game is over. Luckily, we should have plenty of materials in the surrounding courtyards to cover up the lava. Your companions are shocked. What do you mean, clean up? She still has plans on using this mansion afterward. She must be confident you won't be able to kill her, boss. Is it confidence? I'm not so sure. A chessboard. Yet another fireplace. The butler stares at the nearby flames. It was a cold day when the house lit up with fire. I remember it well. How could I forget? My leg was caught in some of the debris. Luckily, Benson was there to help me escape. From there, we used the remains to repair the mansion. It's smaller now, but houses less. Your companions exchange troubled looks. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Some sort of fire? I can't say I understand. Rebuilt the manor after a fire? Whatever. Since this is the way she wants me to go. This looks like as good of a place as to rest as any. Cleaning supplies.
All this fighting's starting to get to my head. He rubs his temples. I keep it together. It feels like there's something big waiting for us in this place. Maybe another one of those stronger, darkened ritualist morons? Whatever it is, let's find the source and get rid of it so I can get over this headache.
Will do. Oof. So, we made it to the second floor. This place is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. I never understood mansions. I don't get how people could live in a place this big. There's way too many rooms. This is why I prefer simple living. Don't give me that look, boss. We can go back to simple living once we get rid of Ignis and figure out another way around these marks on our hands. Promise.
We're making good progress. However, we still haven't managed to find a way to bring down those strange barricades. Well, I'm certain the more we'll explore, the more we'll find the answers to our questions. I'll try not to worry about it. You're in charge here, Rex. I trust your judgment above all else.
Maybe we should rest first, then. And then press on. Just a quick breather. Let me see if I can find something to wipe away some of this blood. That's about as good as that's gonna get. Okay. I think he's still laying it. Let's move on. We didn't get to the end of this corridor yet. Knowing Hershey's engineered something. But I don't have too many more directions I could go. Unless I figured some way of taking down the barrier. This is a shocking amount of resistance. Why so many cultists in this room, though, I wonder? It just seems like another lounge. Maybe this chamber? Or maybe this one. No, it's a restroom. I guess for the servants. Think there's something on the other side of this door? Ugh! Yeah. Barrier mage! So you're the one responsible! Well, that's easy. I'll just get you out of my way. There. Alright. This must be the ritual keeping the barrier up. Let's just disrupt that! Alright. If that was the thing causing the barrier, maybe one of them fell now. It's just a question of which one. I'm gonna find out. Every move I get closer to Ignis. As soon as I kill her, we'll leave this place. And then we'll figure out our solution. We don't have too much time, but... it looks like it was this barrier that came down. But we'll figure it out. Oh, what is this? You step into the room and immediately you're met with the scent of flux. You're taken aback and gaze at the pools of water throughout the room. This scent... Ugh, I don't like this. Speak for yourself. Where's all the flux coming from? Over there. You point across the room at the remnants of a ritual site. There's a bright purple focus in the center, which gives off sparks of violet lightning. A haywire ritual, huh? With that amount of power, I doubt the room's safe to enter. Maybe not for you,
Mirror grins. But it's not all that bad for me.
I can find another way around it. I don't want you losing it.
I don't see any other corridors around here. Only got one way forward, and that's through this.
He waltzes forward nonchalantly.
How bad could it be? I could use a little power up after our last fight.
Careful, bud.
I got it.
Mir steps over the water and makes it to the ritual site. He reaches toward the focus as lightning begins to strike his hand and arm. However, he doesn't pull away. He grabs the focus and rips it out of the ritual site to store it in his pocket. His tattoo is a bit brighter, and his hair stands on end.
See? Easy peasy!
The flux in the air has decreased, but I doubt the water's safe to touch. Then we avoid it. Nice job, Mirror.
This is why you should never tell me ever again, you—
I'm fine. Let's keep going. Nice one, Mirror. Just gotta avoid the water. It's a large mirror. Is that a paper partition? I guess this was a dressing room of some kind. The whole bathtub. It's still running. Never. It's not my problem if our house floods. Is that another barrier ritual?
Get out of my way! You're the last thing standing in my way! Die! Die!
And now we drip this out! That should be the last one. But what is this chamber? It seems large. What's this?
A proper dance is worthy of a ballroom, don't you think, Rex? If you've made it this far, I may be seeing you soon. Or not. We'll see what wins out in the end, won't we?
Of course she predicted our movements the whole way through. Whatever. Now we just go to confront her. All right. We'll defeat her this time. We have more firepower than what she has. And after I've taken on Juster, I can take on anything. A room here. This seems like another bedroom. Looks like we finally managed to wipe out their army. That wasn't too bad. Still, I was expecting more of a challenge. It's been fairly easy up to this point, don't you think? Except for that water maze. I don't trust how simple Ignis really made this. I don't trust anything about this place. Let's get out of here and back to the castle as soon as possible. You said it.
It's strange how quiet this half of the house is. I'm not getting a good feeling about this.
She controls her breathing carefully.
There are some books in that corner, Rex. Perhaps they will illuminate the situation further for us.
There are. Look at them in a moment.
Wait, another bedroom? What the heck? How many rooms are in this place?
Suddenly, he gets a dizzy expression.
Ugh, this energy's making my head spin. Seriously, what kind of power source is down here? It's killing me. I hate how familiar this migraine feels.
He shivers.
Let's be extra careful down here, okay, Rex?
Alright. Let's look at this first while we take a breather. Bloodline? Household?
This mansion has belonged to my family for generations. Although it doesn't look nearly as grand as it once did. Still, I've ensured that I retained all of the most prominent pieces of luxury. I doubt that anyone's even aware of the manor's existence, outside of a small handful of individuals. My bloodline is not nearly as private, but I prefer to keep my business and transactions to outside of my mansion. Could you imagine a time when this place was bustling with noble life, and the halls were warm with the bodies of my predecessors? You wouldn't believe just how warm it got after I joined the edict. Oh, I suppose you hasn't realized that either. I wasn't always an only child, let alone the only member of my household. But I was. Shortly after I was contacted by Rowan Pierce. Bloodline. I never considered my bloodline to be the genuine article when it comes to being noble and refined. After all, wouldn't that imply some level of poison propriety? However, with the amount that they would shout and cry at my expense, I could hardly consider them anything than exactly what they were. Pathetic, small-minded people. I don't claim to have been so dreadfully traumatized by my bloodline, but no words are without causing damage. Even I can acknowledge that. Still, there's no damage or no problem that a match or two cannot fix.
She burned her family. I guess it's telling that she just refers to them as her bloodline. She truly is a psychopath. Are they to blame for making her this way? No. Maybe they were just the catalyst that set her off. And she was always a fuse waiting to be lit. She deserves to die. Second door on the left.
Rowan Pierce. What a truly strange individual. He was the first person who I had ever met who appeared to have similar ideologies as me, but only slightly. After a single visit to his fortress, I was sorely disappointed in his choice of allegiance. He hid his justice behind insanity, and turned to psychopaths and misguided bigots to pave the way for him. However, I had to admit that I was intrigued by the edict. More than anything, I saw it as my perfect opportunity. My circle was limited. I could never truly find another that was like me, that could surpass me. It was an impossibility for someone as strong or as clever as I. However, perhaps with the edict, an organization with such grandiose schemes could allow me to gain a truly formidable killer.
She joined the edict for her own selfish gain. To find her perfect match. The closet. Arsonist.
The fire raged that day when I decided to leave everything else behind. I could see their faces contort behind the glass as the flames ravaged the original manor. It was rather refreshing at the time. If I had to go back, I wouldn't change a thing. And even so, the satisfaction was not long-lasting. After dedicating my time to Rowan and his edict, my search was still fruitless. I could never find anyone to match me. No one to stop me in my schemes while I was in the prime of my life. That is, until I found you.
Sick. In this room, then. Doesn't look like a ballroom. This looks like a library. Why would she tell me this room if it wasn't? It's you. You look in horror as Rowan Pierce sits within Ignis's study, one leg crossed over the other. Immediately, the Supreme Ritualist behind you takes a couple of steps back at his presence. His dark aura is overwhelming, filling the entire room. Rowan. Mir shakes, hand going to his throat out of instinct. Rowan looks up at you all. I see. I was wondering how a single vessel managed to take on an army of void-corrupted cultists. It seems you were not alone, were you? Where the hell is Ignis? I'm afraid you won't find her here. He stands up, scooting his chair back and walking forward to face all of you. His hands go carefully behind his back. You bastard! No! Boy, you know how your previous attempt to defeat me went. I would stay back if I were you. Rowan raises a single hand, pushing you all back into the furthest wall. His eyes turn pitch black, and the intact crystals in his crown begin to glow. Those crystals! Damn it! He chuckles. I cannot allow you to kill Ignis so easily. Therefore, I'll have to take care of you all myself. Take care of us. Yeah, right. Wolf stumbles to his feet. If what Ignis said was right, then we're your little soul batteries, right? Which means you can't let us die either. Rowan's quiet. Which means we might have a chance. He begins to float a couple of inches off the ground. I would not trifle with my patience, Supremes. Your existence continues because I allow it to continue. You shall not interfere with my ascension any longer, even if I must force you to submit once more. Your power over us is no more. I swear, we shall defeat you. Shit. It's Rowan Pierce. It's full power! A dark void god? Only thing that's stopping him from leveling this entire manor with us in it is he might accidentally kill us all. And then he'd be vulnerable. Come on! But I won't let that stop me! My attacks just glance off of him, as if what he's made of isn't even skin and flesh and bone anymore. But instead something more. Something greater. I can beat him! And I'd have to! There's no other way out. We can't escape. And I'll be able to kill Ignis here. Shit! He's coming, guys. Our ritualists all pant from the battle. Damn it. He's so much stronger than before. He's absorbed the power of the All-Knower. He's no longer an ordinary mage. He's an eldritch god. An eldritch god who needs a couple humans alive to destroy the world. He's nothing! He's
Mirror hesitates.
We have to keep going. We can beat him. He can't be indestructible.
You rush forward, raising your crusher to attack once more. But the ritualists don't immediately follow you. Rowan watches them all and chuckles.
Have you given up already? Where's your previous optimism? Or perhaps, have you realized the futility of this battle?
The entire room begins to shake as Rowan blasts an array of spells at you all.
Rex!
Wolf blinks behind you and grabs you by the collar, pulling you behind cover with Iris and Mira as well.
Damn it! Come on, you guys, get back out there!
They all glance at one another. Then back at you. He's indestructible. With those crystals that float around his head, his power's limitless. And the Allknower's presence makes it all the more improbable that we'll defeat him. And he's the only one left standing in our way to Ignis.
I guess he really is desperate to protect her, right? Therefore... Guys, all that matters, Rex, is that you make it to Ignis. You have to stop her above all else. As long as she is alive, Rowan is invincible. We're not the problem.
He looks back at Iris and Mirror. Iris stares at him and inhales deeply, gulping, while Mirror trembles.
We won't be the problem.
And there's silence for a moment.
Guys, come on,
we can beat him together. What are you trying to say here?
Wolf stands up first. He smiles at you weakly, his expression faltering. Boss, it was an honor fighting by your side. But I think I have to go for now. Wolf, look after my daughter, will you? Tell her that her old man loves her. Okay, Dreadful?
He gives you a shaky smile before blinking away.
Wolf!
You look past the barricade as Wolf blinks behind Rowan, slashing at him. Rowan quickly avoids his attack, his eyes wide as Wolf's speed increases. He blinks all around Rowan quickly, trying his best to stay away from his attacks while Mirror and Iris both glance at one another. Mirror is the next to stand.
No, Mirror, come on! There is another way! You don't have to do this!
You know, I don't think I ever properly thanked you, Rex. For everything. He hiccups, purple tears beginning to stream down from his eyes. I don't think I'd really like myself right now if it wasn't for you. And for Blood Oath. He puffs out his chest. I gotta go. Mirror rushes out from behind cover, his eyes and the tattoo under his eye beginning to glow.
Mirror, come back, please!
Conflict arises from beyond the shelves, and you look back at Iris, who just stares back at you. Iris, please, I order you. Don't leave me. I'm sorry, Rex, but I'm afraid that's not an order I can follow. Without hesitation, Iris walks out from behind cover, entering battle herself with her fan raised. All three of the Supremes descend upon Rowan, who attempts to avoid their attacks and keep them away from him. Go and find Ignis, Rex. I promise you, it will all be okay. Your entire body shakes as you watch them fight Rowan Pierce with all they have. Goodbye. I can still save them fast enough. This is all your fault, damn it! This is all your fault! Ignis stands in the ballroom with a smile on her face. She watches as you enter the room.
with an empty expression on your face.
Oh my goodness, Rex. I must say I'm impressed. You did exactly what I never expected you to.
She walks forward.
You set aside your kindness, your convictions, and you turned your back on your friends, all to get to me. You're perfect. You're absolutely perfect, Rex. Truly, you're just like me.
She leans forward.
So, is it all that you've hoped for?
I'll kill you. She grins, lowering her head.
That's more like it.
She raises a hand to her bun, taking 2 sharp knives from the bun in her hair and shaking her head. Her hair falls over her shoulders, and she tosses the knives in her hand confidently.
Well then, Rex, shall we dance?
Damn you! Damn you! With your crusher in hand, you leap forward at Ignis, who spins around your attacks, her knives at the ready as she would thrust her blades into your form. You dodge out of the way carefully, circling around her. The room smells like roses. She's light on her feet, twirling around you. Blade meets blade in a symphony of sound, and her heels clack alongside yours against the ballroom floor. Your crusher swings across her form, and she ducks below you, her hand meeting your chest, and her eyes raising over her head. You can hear the music of your dance of death ringing in your ears. Her hair flows behind her, her dress engulfs her form. Fire blazes with every step. She carefully drags a dagger across your arm. You wince, but you ignore the pain and allow the music to take you, as her own boots stomp along the floor in anger, hers in absolute bliss. Your crusher cuts across the open back of her dress, and she winces, gasping at the pain. But still, a smile stretches across her features.
You're everything that I wanted. Your anger, your rage.
You're sick.
Perhaps.
She spins behind you, threatening to cut you with her knives as her arms wrap around your form. You quickly grab her arm and spin around to face her, dipping her down and putting your crusher to her neck, practically seething as you pant, tears welling up in your eyes as the conflicts next door die down.
But if I'm sick, what does that make you?
The cure.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
The floor, it's so shiny. You hadn't noticed it before, but as you look upon the reflection, you watch as Ignis raises her hands, holding them around your neck, your knives ready to decapitate you.
This is a dance worthy of death.
Die! You drop her, shuffling out of her grip as you raise Kingslayer. Fire swells around her, rising throughout the entire room now as you bring the blade and slash it through her heart. Her own daggers, inches from your own. She laughs, looking down at the blade before looking back up at you. It's over, Ignis.
So it seems.
She slowly drops to her knees as you withdraw the blade.
I knew that I would find you, Rex. I knew that I would eventually find you. My perfect rival.
She grins up at you.
My equal. To gut me in my prime. How does it feel to lose your friends? To lose all those you held dear for this moment? Is it euphoric? Blissful? Romantic even? Tell me, how does it feel to be just like me?
I'm nothing like you.
Of course not. That's why. That's why you won. Right?
You watch as her form slowly begins to shimmer and fade, an orange light overtaking the room. And before your eyes, she's gone. An ignis crystal in her face. Come on. They won. They won. I know they won. They had to have won. They won, right? No. 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 No! God damn it! Why? Why you? Why did it have to be you? No, no. This isn't real. This isn't real. Come back. Please. Please. Come back. They need you. I don't know what to do without you. Please. Please.